Hello, everyone. For thousands of years, a deadly virus wreaked havoc on Earth. This virus inflicted excruciating pain and had a high mortality rate, with a 30% chance of death for those infected. 1 in 3 people who contracted the virus succumbed to it, leaving survivors permanently scarred, especially on their faces. Some suffered significant facial disfigurement and even blindness. When this disease struck Japan in 1735, it wiped out a third of the country's population. When European colonizers brought it to Mexico and the Americas in the 1500s, 90% of native tribal populations perished. In the 18th century, every 7th child born in Russia died due to this disease, leading to the fall of many empires and civilizations. It's estimated that this virus claimed 5 million lives each year, totaling 500 million deaths over a century. This virus had various names throughout history, including the speckled monster, the red plague, pox, and in India, it was known as Mata Lagna, meaning afflicted by the goddess. But perhaps the most common name for this virus was smallpox. Interestingly, during the 1700s, a small English village seemed to have immunity to this deadly virus. This village baffled many, as it appeared that its inhabitants possessed some form of superhuman protection against the virus. Smallpox, a viral disease caused by the variola virus, belonged to the orthopox virus family, which includes monkeypox and cowpox. Smallpox was highly contagious, spreading through respiratory droplets, saliva, and contaminated surfaces. Initial symptoms resembled a common cold, but soon rashes covered the body, eventually turning into painful boils. This disease claimed lives within 8 to 16 days, with a 30% mortality rate, making it deadlier than COVID-19, which has a death rate of less than 1%. Children were particularly vulnerable, facing an even higher mortality rate. Its origins remain a mystery, but it's believed to have emerged around 10,000 BC, possibly transmitted from animals when humans began farming. The first evidence of smallpox dates back to 1156 BC, as seen in an ancient Egyptian mummy. Modern medicine offers no cure for smallpox. However, early on, people recognized the concept of immunity. Survivors of smallpox rarely fell victim to it again, leading to the practice of inoculation. This process involved infecting individuals with a small, controlled dose of the virus, hoping they would become immune without succumbing to the full-blown disease. Dr. Edward Jenner's groundbreaking work in the 18th century led to the development of the world's first successful vaccine. Jenner's experiments proved that cowpox could protect against smallpox. His method, known as vaccination, from the Latin vacca, meaning cow, became a safer alternative to inoculation. The vaccine's efficacy was based on the similarities between cowpox and smallpox, allowing the immune system to recognize and combat both viruses. Vaccination was much safer than inoculation, significantly reducing the 1% to 2% mortality rate associated with the latter. Governments eventually mandated vaccination, leading to the rise of anti-vax movements. To transport vaccines to distant places, 3 methods were employed. Initially, dried strings coated with pus from infected individuals were used. Glass tubes sealed with wax were employed for shorter distances, while the third, and most unusual, method involved transporting children infected with cowpox to faraway regions to spread immunity. Despite significant opposition and superstitions, vaccination campaigns eventually gained traction. In 1853, England became the first country to mandate smallpox vaccination for children. India's struggle against smallpox was marked by challenges like a large population, migration, and superstition. But with international cooperation and improved vaccination techniques, India succeeded in eradicating the virus by 1975. The World Health Organization's global campaign to eradicate smallpox in the late 1950s and early 1960s led to the disease's extinction in 1979. Only 2 samples of the virus remain, securely stored in high-containment laboratories to prevent potential misuse. This remarkable story of the world's first vaccine demonstrates the power of scientific discovery in transforming and saving lives. Smallpox, once a global scourge, now serves as a testament to the effectiveness of vaccination and global cooperation.